You spend $50 at a nursery for a fruit tree. In its first real harvest, it gives you 20 pounds of apples. But as the years go by, you watch that same tree struggle, growing bigger and bigger branches while producing less and less fruit. Then, one harsh winter, a heavy snow hits, and the main scaffold splits right down the middle. That is the tragic end of a tree that wasn't pruned correctly. Hello everyone. Today we're decoding the secrets of the legendary British self-sufficiency expert John Seymour. He taught thousands of gardeners how to transform a mediocre backyard tree into a high-output fruit factory using one vital skill: January pruning. Here's the thing. In nature, a fruit tree only cares about one thing: growing as tall and wide as possible to win the race for sunlight. It will choose wood over fruit every single time. But as gardeners, we want the exact opposite. Pruning isn't about making the tree look pretty, it's about redirecting biological energy. Instead of letting the tree waste its strength on branches 30 feet in the air that you can't even reach, we force that energy into fruiting spurs right at your fingertips. The result? A wild apple tree might produce 50 apples scattered across a massive canopy, but a properly pruned tree, it can yield over 200 apples on branches you can pick while standing firmly on the ground. Now, which trees are we talking about? John Seymour identifies 7 powerhouses that you must prune in January: apple, pear, plum, cherry, peach, apricot, and quince. While most modern gardening guides ignore this, Seymour insists on a specific structure called the Christmas tree or pyramid scaffold. Why a pyramid? It's simple physics. A pyramid shape allows sunlight to hit every single branch from the bottom to the very top. More importantly, those short, sturdy branches are far less likely to snap under the weight of a heavy harvest or sudden ice storm compared to the wide-spreading goblet shape you see in old textbooks. Let's talk about the apple and the pear first. These are your heavy hitters. When you prune them in January, you start by cutting out the 3 Ds: dead, diseased, and damaged wood. But the real secret is the inward-pointing branches. If a branch is growing toward the center of the tree, it's a parasite. It blocks light, traps moisture, and encourages disease. Cut it out. Every cut you make must be exactly 1/4 of an inch above a bud. If you want a branch to spread outward, you cut to an outward-pointing bud. It sounds simple, but this tiny detail is how you command the tree's growth for the next decade. And then we have the stone fruits: the plums, cherries, peaches, and apricots. These trees are delicate. They are susceptible to infections like silverleaf or bacterial canker. So here is the golden rule: always paint the wounds. As soon as you make a cut, seal it with tree paint or an oil-based sealant. It's like a bandage for your tree, preventing a simple pruning session from turning into a fatal infection. Now, here is where the magic happens. This is what John Seymour calls the science of pruning. Most people think pruning is a once-a-year chore, but to triple your harvest, you must understand the energy pipe system. Think of your tree's energy like water flowing through pipes. A fruit tree has a limited amount of energy, and it must choose between 3 demands: growth, making wood; maintenance, staying alive; and reproduction, making fruit. Left to itself, the tree will always choose wood over fruit. So how do we flip the switch? The secret lies in the timing. Winter pruning in January is about shaping. When the tree is dormant, it can handle heavy structural cuts without losing energy. But be careful. Heavy winter pruning actually stimulates growth. The more you cut in winter, the more the tree reacts by pushing out long, leafy shoots in the spring. That's why we need the second half of the system: summer pruning in August. This is the game changer. In the first week of August, you go back to those same 7 trees and shorten the current year's growth. You cut the main leaders back to 6 inches and the side laterals to just 3 inches. Because the growing season is almost over, the tree can't respond by growing more wood. Instead, it's forced to store all that leftover energy into fruiting spurs. These are the short, stubby little branches that produce the flowers and eventually the fruit. This two-step system is the 1-2 punch of gardening. Shape in winter, force fruit in summer. By year 5, an apple tree that used to give you 20 pounds of fruit will now be loaded with 60 pounds. Your pear tree jumps from 15 to 45 pounds, and you achieve this without a single drop of expensive fertilizer or chemical sprays. You are simply mastering the biology of the tree itself. This isn't just about next summer's harvest, it's about building a legacy. John Seymour knew that a fruit tree is a 30-year investment. If you never prune, or if you prune poorly, the tree will punish you. It will grow too big, produce too little, and eventually it will split under its own weight, costing you decades of potential food in a single winter storm. But if you follow this system, January for the frame, August for the fruit, you are creating a tree that will outlive you. You are creating a living, breathing food production system that will feed your children and your grandchildren. Imagine your backyard 5 years from now. No more climbing dangerous 30-foot ladders, no more picking small, sour apples from overgrown branches. Instead, your trees are strong, manageable, and so loaded with fruit that they look like something out of a storybook. The secret isn't in expensive fertilizers or special equipment. It's in your hands, your pruning shears, and your understanding of the tree's biology. Remember the formula: shape in winter, force fruit in summer. Start this January. Pick up those shears, step out into the cold, and take control of your harvest. Your future self and your family will thank you for it. I'm your AI name or channel name, and this is how you turn a backyard tree into a lifetime of abundance. Happy pruning.